guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm bringing you the much requested day in the life of a project manager video, the work from home edition. If you're new to my channel, hello, welcome. My name is Ira. I've been a project manager for about 6 years now, and I work in tech. The current project that I'm working on involves designing, developing, and then eventually mass producing a new customer product into consumers' homes. The project really is in the beginning stages at the moment. I'd say between the initiation phase and the planning phase. If we're going to be real, sometimes these phases really just get merged together. So the good thing is there's a lot more structure to my days. I do want to put out just a little disclaimer. I had to take a lot of the B-rolls for this video after work because during work it just gets too busy. I'll be so for real. So if you see any of the timings or my computer looking a bit dodgy, just ignore that and just follow the timestamps that I'll put at the bottom right hand corner of the screen. But yeah, just taking you through my morning routine, and when I do get back from the gym, I just have a quick shower and then pick out something to wear. I usually just wear something bright but a really comfy outfit, some joggers and a top, as you can see here. I am going to be sitting at my desk for the majority of the day, so my main priority is just being comfortable. In terms of beautification, I tend not to do too much. Some days I wear really light makeup, like just filling in my eyebrows and a bit of foundation. And really that's just on days where I feel a little bit, not as pretty as I usually feel. It's just something to boost my confidence a little bit. I also do like to spray some perfume to start off the day, and I know I'm at home and no one's really smelling me. But for me, it just gives me the feel of, yeah, the day is starting, I'm ready to go, I feel fresh, I feel clean, and I smell good. And lastly, before I get my day started, I must light a candle. Here I'm just showing you my work environment. It's nothing fancy. I do have my laptop, of course, and another monitor, which will really come out handy when you're sharing screens and doing reports, etc. My desk is right in front of my window, so lots of light is coming in. But let's get straight into it, guys. I hope you enjoy this. Welcome to a day in my life. So it is 9 o'clock and I am at my desk. This is the time that I usually start each day. Sometimes I do have meetings a bit earlier, maybe like 8:30 or 8 o'clock, but it's on very rare occasion where I have a supplier or a vendor that works in a different time zone. Today is not that day. My first meeting for the day where I'll be interacting with people in my project team will be 10 o'clock. I tend also not to set any meetings before 10 o'clock, just to allow people time to settle down, go through their emails before the day starts, which is also one of the first activities that I'm going to get into right now. As soon as I get to my desk, that is the first thing I do. I go and look at my emails. I have a pretty good view of where I left my projects yesterday because I cleared out my emails and I made a to-do list of things I need to do in the morning. However, as we all know, things can change overnight. A system might have broken or a delivery might be late and they might have notified me in the morning. So it's really important that I go through my emails first thing to see if anything will need my immediate attention this morning. When you do go through your emails in the morning, I find it really helpful to only deal with the ones that are absolutely critical. Not everything needs to be responded to straight away. For the ones that you need to look at later, just flag it or put it into a category and you can always come back to it later. So straight after checking nothing needs my immediate attention and nothing has changed overnight, I get straight into tracking what needs to get done for the day. Project managers can do this in various ways, but for me at the moment, I have an Excel-based tracker which I've created myself, which has a date and an owner next to each of the tasks and actions, so I know exactly when it needs to be completed. It's also got like a heat map in it as well, so if a deadline's coming up, it will start to show amber or red, so it can be right in my attention. This needs to be dealt with straight away. I'm gonna get that up now, go through that, see what tasks need to be completed / are coming up and that perhaps I need to start chasing, and giving friendly reminders to the project team members to see where these tasks are at and how close we are to completion. Karina, how you doing today? Hope the weekend's been good. Cool, so I'm just quickly checking in with you to see how you're getting on with the test report. It's due in by end of play today. Is it all right if you can get it to my mailbox around 3 o'clock? I just want to quickly go over it before I send it to the test manager. Sometimes when you are chasing people and asking for updates, you might feel a little bit like a bugaboo. At least that's how I felt when I started this role. But when you come to terms that being a bugaboo is part of the role, and that's actually how you keep people accountable and how you move the project forward, you'll become a lot better at doing it. Also, make sure you do ask people about their day. Don't just let them know that you're just here to get something from them. Start to build relationships with your team members. That way people will not avoid your calls. They will not dread your name when it pops up on Teams, which is the interface that my company uses to communicate across the organization. And 9 times out of 10, they'll be more willing and cooperative into giving you an update that is actually moving towards the end goal. Any issues or blockers come up while you were writing? Oh, okay, cool. No, that's totally fine. Thanks for flagging it. These things happen. I'll just make sure to note it down in the risk log and also send John a notification so he's aware of it when he's reviewing it. All right, now that I'm up to date and I kind of know the trajectory of what we need to do today, I'm about to jump onto my first call at 10 o'clock, and this is my weekly project call with my team. I manage a team of about 10 engineers at the moment, and we're at the very early stages of product development. I already know exactly what we're going to be covering in this meeting because I've sent out an agenda a week before, which I would advise everyone to do when they are setting up meetings. It's a great way for people to know exactly what to expect and exactly the information to bring to the meeting as well. In this meeting, we'll be going through our design strategy, what kind of chip vendors we're considering, how this will integrate with the overall design, and then start trying to put together a rough timeline. On this project, because we just kicked off, I don't currently have a plan. However, the business have given me a deadline of when they want this product to be delivered. I need to start discussing with my team members how long specific tasks will take, and this will help to dictate which option we go with. Some options electronically may be better, but if they're going to take us way beyond the deadline, it might not be the best solution for us. There is a lot of back and forth within the team, understanding what is best for all of the wants across the team. We want a really strong product that customers will love, but at the same time it needs to hit a particular price point, and it also needs to get into the market at a certain time, otherwise we will lose that first mover's advantage. I will be taking quite extensive minutes in this meeting because I know some of the key players on the team are on annual leave and I need to capture it down, but we can talk about that after the meeting. Hey guys, thanks for joining the meeting. Let's just give it a couple more minutes for others to join before we get started. Whilst we wait, I'm just going to share the latest action deck. We're going to go through that first and then get straight into the agenda items. So that meeting was super efficient and collaborative. I honestly have the best team ever. Another great thing I got out of this meeting were 3 different approaches for this plan, which all will have 3 different timelines. I got an idea of all of the tasks that are required and who will need to do the tasks for the 3 different approaches. So later on this afternoon, when I have a little bit more time, I'm actually going to map that out into 3 different plans, very high level plans, nothing detailed, but I want to see them side by side. My head of departments asked me to present these options next week to the project sponsor so that they can see what we're working on and potentially which road is best to go down. So I need to work on that presentation, but for now I'm going to spend the next 15 minutes before my next meeting to organize my notes from this meeting. Really important to me to get out all of the minutes and notes and actions from my meetings as soon as possible after the meeting, so people don't forget exactly what they're meant to be working on, and more importantly, the tasks that need to get addressed straight away can get addressed. In your meeting notes, you should always have who attended, the agenda, a summary of the main things discussed in the meeting, any actions from the meetings, and of course the next steps. At the end of my meetings, I also ask people if there are any new risks or issues that have popped up from the following week. I need to capture those in my minutes and then transfer them over to my risk and issues log, which I'll do later on in the day. Time is of the essence. I've got literally about 10 minutes now before I have to go into my next meeting, but I will be typing these up, sending them out so people can start reviewing it and cracking on with the next activities. All right, guys, so today has been a really good day, but a really full-on day. It is nearly 1 o'clock and I haven't had lunch yet. I've had to nab someone during lunch hour, like 12 o'clock, to discuss some really critical decisions that I need them to make on a project. But it was the only time they had free and I needed to make it today. So sometimes that's the sacrifice you need to make. I would advise, as much as possible, try to schedule meetings in with senior stakeholders who their time is in high demand. Try to schedule in that time as far ahead as possible because their diaries will fill up and you will not find the slat. So yeah, that is definitely a top tip. I'm gonna go eat now. I might not be able to have a full hour lunch today, but it's okay. You know, sometimes I have longer hours, sometimes I have shorter hours, but the important thing is that you always take a break. Do not get burnt out. Go take that break, which is what I'm gonna do. Hold in. Cool, guys, so I don't have much time for lunch, like I said, so it's leftover rice, a leftover curry, and a bit of coleslaw today. This is so good. Cool, so I'm back from lunch now, back at my desk, and I want to quickly talk to you guys a little bit about Office Timeline. If you haven't heard about Office Timeline before, it's a plugin which works in conjunction with Microsoft PowerPoint. Office Timeline is just a great way of showing high-level plans, really not detailed, but high-level blocks of your plans. And also, if you have multiple work streams, it's a great way of putting them side by side to see in a specific timeline what each of those work streams will be working on. So I'm going to be using this right now because I need to put together 3 different versions of my plan and effectively show side by side when different activities will land based on different decisions that we're going to take in each 3 of the strategies. So now it's coming to the end of the day and there are just 3 more activities that I always end off my day with. Number 1 is a checkout with my lead engineer on my project. This is just an opportunity for me to talk with him and understand if anything is blocking him going forward tomorrow. He liaises with a lot of other people on the team, as do I, but from a lead perspective, if there are any escalations, they usually come to him first. It's a great way to sign off and also a great way for us to know what we're starting with first thing in the morning. Number 2, if there are any outstanding minutes that I have not written up, any actions that need to be followed up for the day, or any deadlines that have been missed, this is my time to call them out and also chase up the people who those actions sit with. I like to send an email at the end of the day because it will be the first thing in their mailbox when they wake up in the morning, and hopefully they can address it quite quickly. And then lastly, for me, it will always be to clear my mailbox and make my to-do list for the morning. I always clear my mailbox at the end of every day, even if that means flagging it to do tomorrow. It needs to be addressed. There could have been something that's changed on the project or urgent work that needs my attention that I need to know before the next day so that I know how I'm hitting the ground running in the morning. So that's it, guys. It's the end of the day. It's around 5:30 and I'm logging off. I will say most days I am done with work by 5:30, but of course when I'm getting closer to my major milestones I might be working a bit later. I've taken you through a typical day, but really no 2 days as a project manager are ever the same, especially when you get into the execution phase of a project. Problems can just be popping out of nowhere and I have to be really flexible and really agile to deal with them. Just bear in mind that the common theme throughout delivery is communication. I do spend a lot of time communicating, building relationships and leading my team, which I absolutely love. So if you think any of those things are things that you would also enjoy, maybe you should consider project management too. I'm now gonna spend the rest of my evening just chilling, relaxing. I haven't got much I'm doing. I'm not going out with my friends. I'm literally gonna get a burrito, a glass of wine and relaxing. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Make sure you like it and make sure you comment down below and I'll see you in my next one.